New Braunfels police officials say they made the right call in firing an officer after he arrested a motorist who made an obscene gesture at him. Former officer Patrick Akers was fired in January after an investigation prompted by his arrest of New Braunfels resident Brittany Trevino last September. Trevino, who filed a misconduct complaint against Akers after he arrested her in 2021, made the gesture as she drove past Akers while he was assisting another officer in a traffic stop. Akers chased after Trevino, pulled her over for not using her turn signal when changing lanes, told her she was under arrest and asked another officer to handcuff her. According to police department documents, Akers' supervisor, Sergeant Chris Scott, filed a complaint against him a little more than a week after the incident, triggering an internal investigation. Police Chief Keith Lane fired Akers on January 24, saying he violated multiple department policies in arresting Trevino. Akers and his attorney have alleged that Trevino harassed Akers for months prior to the traffic stop. Akers is seeking to be reinstated to the police force. He and city officials appeared this week before an independent arbitrator as part of Akers' appeal process. During the hearing, Lane testified that it was clear Akers arrested Trevino due to their history, and said police officials can't tolerate those behaviors from officers. "This is everything that we're not about," Lane said. "We don't use our authority to take out personal grudges. It is not illegal to make an obscene gesture, and there is not a large governmental interest in failure to signal lane change citations." The report into Akers' conduct states, Akers was serving as the cover officer for Scott during a traffic stop on September 6, 2023, meaning his role was to safely create space on the road for Scott to conduct the stop. Body camera footage shows Trevino drove past Akers as he stood by his police car and made the gesture at him. As she drove away, Akers got into his police car, turned on his lights and siren and chased after Trevino to pull her over. Akers reached speeds of 68 miles per hour in a 35 miles per hour zone, crossed a double yellow line, drove through a crosswalk and cut off another car to catch up to Trevino. According to police documents, Lane, the police chief, described that behavior as reckless. Akers said he waited for another officer to arrive before engaging with Trevino and told Scott he had a history with her. According to police documents, in 2021, Akers detained Trevino at a self-storage facility in New Braunfels while responding to a call about a potential burglary. Akers threw Trevino to the ground and alleged she was resisting arrest. According to police documents, during the 2023 traffic stop, Akers did not ask for Trevino's identification or proof of insurance before telling her to step out of her vehicle. According to police documents, you failed to signal a lane change when you flipped me off, Akers told Trevino. Body camera footage shows, "I know who you are," Trevino told Akers. "He's hurt me before," Trevino told Scott after Akers ordered her to step out of her car. Akers asked Daniel Henderson, the third officer to arrive on the scene, to handcuff Trevino. According to police documents, however, Scott advised Akers to release Trevino and issue her a citation. Akers agreed, and Scott wrote the citation. According to the police documents, after the incident, Scott filed a policy violation complaint against Lieutenant James Bell, who works in internal affairs for the New Braunfels Police Department, handled the investigation into the complaint against Akers. Bell testified that in arresting Trevino, Akers failed to differentiate between his legal authority and his personal connection to the situation. In both his written report and during his testimony at the hearing, Bell pointed out that at the time of the traffic stop, Akers cited only the lane change violation as his reason for pulling over Trevino. But when asked by Bell about the incident, Akers claimed that Trevino had driven too close to him and was speeding in a school zone. In a written response to Bell's questions, Akers said he felt Trevino's intent was to alarm and bait harass me, as she has been doing for the past year. However, Bell questioned the veracity of that response, writing in his report that it appears those violations only became important enough to mention when this investigation asked for more information. In his letter firing Akers, Lane cited the officer's disciplinary record, which included 13 complaints filed against him since February 2021. 8 of those complaints resulted in some form of discipline or reprimand. According to police records, included was an incident in which Akers was suspended for 30 hours in March 2022, for buying a firearm from a woman who called the police for assistance. After the woman's husband was taken into emergency custody, Akers offered to buy her husband's guns from her on behalf of his father-in-law. According to police documents, Akers has alleged to police officials that Trevino stalked and harassed him after their confrontation in 2021. At the appeals hearing, Akers' attorney Stephen Dunbar accused Trevino of harassing Akers through social media posts and by posting stickers with his photo around New Braunfels. However, police documents show that Akers never made a formal complaint against Trevino until after police officials began investigating his conduct. He has since filed a formal criminal complaint against her, his attorney said. The status of that complaint was not immediately available. It could be 2 to 3 months before the arbitrator issues a ruling on Akers' appeal. August 8, 2024. Ricardo Delgado Hill Country